Hello everyone, welcome back to Grandstand Sports Data, your go-to channel for sports, stats, and unbiased handicapping. We have something really special in store for you. You've heard the debates and seen the comparisons, but have you ever wondered who truly deserves the title of the greatest heavyweight MMA fighter of all time? Join us as we have researched the past MMA rankings to develop a system to determine the GOAT of the heavyweight division. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you appreciate the effort that we put into these videos, and don't forget to comment down below on who you would rank as the top MMA heavyweight of all time. So first, let's start with the criteria. We're using a point-based system to determine the fighter's overall scores. Each fighter's rank earns them points, with rank number 1 grabbing 10 points, rank number 2 grabbing 9 points, and rank number 3 scoring 8 points, and so on down the line. We're not just looking at recent rankings, we're going back in time. Our rankings count all the way back to 2000, giving us a deep dive into the long-term impact on the sport. And guess what? We didn't just account for rankings yearly. We tallied the rankings every quarter, so no fighter's recent dominance goes unnoticed. Finally, we use reliable data by getting our rankings from a trusted source in the MMA community, fightmatrix.com. They provide comprehensive and dependable rankings that both MMA fans and experts rely on, so make sure to check those out. So there you have it. We've got a fair and thorough system in place to determine the ultimate MMA heavyweight GOAT. It's time to see who has consistently ruled the octagon over the years. So let's start with our honorable mentions. Starting down at the bottom, moving our way up, number 15 is Andrei Arlovski with a total points of 137. Next and labeled in yellow, which means he's an active fighter currently, at number 14 is Curtis Blaydes at 139, which is surprising to me. He's very close to Daniel Cormier, who I thought is by far and away a better heavyweight than Curtis Blaydes with 141 points. Then at 12th, we have Mirko Cro Cop. He's got 145 total points. Frank Mir at 11. Mark Hunt, surprisingly, at 159 points. Francis Ngannou, who is an active and was the UFC heavyweight champion, at 206. We have Alistair Overeem at 228. Josh Barnett coming in number 7 with 243. And then the active fighter Stipe Miocic coming in at 259 points and might even crack the top 5 if he, continues his success in his career. So those are the honorable mentions. Let's move on to our top 5 MMA heavyweights of all time. Coming in at number 5, Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez is a Mexican-American former professional wrestler and retired mixed martial artist. He gained recognition in the UFC as a 2-time UFC heavyweight champion. In 2019, he retired from MMA and transitioned to professional wrestling, starting with Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide and then WWE. However, due to budget cuts from the COVID-19 pandemic, he was released from his WWE contract in April of 2020. In March 2022, Velasquez faced legal charges for attempted murder and gun assault after a car chase and allegedly shooting at a man who was accused of molesting Velasquez's 4-year-old son. The shots missed the accused, but hit the man's father. Velasquez's early career began after college, training at American Kickboxing Academy. He held accomplishments like being a brown belt in Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Leandro Vieira, in addition to being an NCAA Division I wrestler. He entered MMA in 2006, making his debut at Strikeforce and later moving to the UFC. Throughout his UFC career, Velasquez had several significant victories and won the UFC Heavyweight Championship twice. He gained praise for his aggressive fighting style, relentless forward movement, and strong cardio, earning him the nickname Cardio Cain. Velasquez was known for his striking combinations, clinch work, and takedowns. He held records for the most strikes landed per minute, among other achievements, within the UFC heavyweight division. Despite his achievements, Velasquez faced injuries that affected his career trajectory, including a torn rotator cuff and a knee injury. He suffered losses but also secured impressive victories, defending his title successfully and earning accolades for his performance. Velasquez retired from MMA in 2019, concentrating on his professional wrestling career. His fighting style, cardio, and accomplishments in the UFC heavyweight division left a lasting impact on the sport. Please note, Kane was never ranked less than number 2 number 2 in the world as a heavyweight from January of 2011 to January of 2015. That is a 4-year span. Coming in at number 4, Fabricio Verdum. Fabricio Verdum is a Brazilian mixed martial artist and a former UFC heavyweight champion. He's known for his accomplishments in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, having won multiple world championships. Verdum holds black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, and Muay Thai. He started his career in various promotions including Pride, Strikeforce, and the UFC. Verdum gained recognition in Pride, participating in notable matches and tournaments, and then joined the UFC in 2007. He showcased improved striking skills and secured significant wins. In 2010, Verdum pulled off an upset, submitting Fedor Emelianenko and ending Emelianenko's 28-fight unbeaten streak. He went on to win the UFC Interim Heavyweight Championship by defeating Mark Hunt in 2014. He later unified the title against Cain Velasquez. Throughout his career, Verdum faced highs and lows, contending with injuries and losses. He was suspended by USADA due to doping violation, and after his return, he competed in various promotions including Professional Fighters League, which is the PFL, and Gamebred FC. Verdum's achievements including holding UFC and interim heavyweight titles, submission victories over Emelianenko and Nogueira, and as well as awards for performances and upsets in Strikeforce and in the World MMA Awards. Please note, Verdum was consistently ranked in the top 10 from October of 2009 to April of 2019, which equals a 10-year period. His total points fall at 303. Coming in at number 3, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. Also known as Minotauro or Big Nog, he is a retired Brazilian mixed martial artist who competed in the heavyweight division of the UFC and other promotions. He gained prominence in Japanese organizations like Rings and also Pride Fighting Championships, becoming the first Pride heavyweight champion and participating in various tournaments. Nogueira achieved championship titles in both Pride and UFC, making him one of the few fighters to accomplish this feat. Starting his career in World Extreme Fighting, Nogueira won his first championship in the WEF Heavyweight Superfight. He then transitioned to Japanese promotions, where he showcased his grappling skills, submission tactics, and the ability to fight effectively from the bottom. In Pride, he had notable fights against fighters like Fedor Emelianenko and Mirko Cro Cop. Nogueira's resilience, ground game, and submission techniques made him a formidable opponent. In the UFC, Nogueira won the interim UFC heavyweight championship by defeating Tim Silva with a guillotine choke. He later coached on the Ultimate Fighter reality show and faced Frank Mir in a rematch, losing via TKO due to a broken arm. Nogueira's career was marked by his tenacity, submission prowess, and the ability to withstand punishment. Throughout his career, Nogueira achieved multiple championships, fought in historic matchups, and gained recognition as a top heavyweight fighter. His legacy in the sport led to his induction into the UFC Hall of Fame. Please note, Big Nog was ranked in the top 10 for heavyweights from January of 2001 all the way to April of 2013. This means he was consistently ranked in the top 10 for heavyweights for 12 straight years. His total points are 306. Coming in at number 2, Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos is a Brazilian mixed martial artist and professional wrestler known for his career in the heavyweight division. He competed in the UFC and Eagle FC, and also made appearances in professional wrestling with All Elite Wrestling. Starting his professional career in 2006, Dos Santos fought in various Brazilian promotions, securing several wins and only suffering one loss. He made his UFC debut in 2008, where he quickly gained attention by knocking out Fabricio in under 2 minutes. He continued to excel, defeating opponents like Stefan Struve and Mirko Krokop. Dos Santos won the UFC Heavyweight Championship in 2011 by knocking out Cain Velasquez. He then faced various top contenders including Shane Carwin and Alistair Overeem, defending his title once before losing it to Velasquez in 2012. His career saw both triumphs and setbacks, with notable victories against fighters like Mark Hunt and Stipe Miocic. Despite injuries and challenges, Dos Santos remained a formidable competitor in the heavyweight division. He faced Velasquez again and fought other notable opponents like Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis. However, as of March 2021, Dos Santos was released from the UFC. Dos Santos continued his career with Eagle FC and Gamebred FC, with his most recent scheduled fight against Fabricio in a bare-knuckle MMA fight. Throughout his UFC career, Dos Santos earned several accolades, including multiple Knockouts of the Night and Fight of the Night awards, and he holds several records in the UFC heavyweight division for knockdowns, significant strikes, and more. Please note, Dos Santos was consistently ranked as a top 10 heavyweight from January of 2009 to October of 2021, which is a 12-year period. Junior Dos Santos total points 325. Coming in at number 1, Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor is a Russian politician, former professional mixed martial artist, samboist, and judoka. He became the Pride Heavyweight Champion and was a 4-time Combat Sambo World Champion, among other accolades. Despite not competing in the UFC, he is regarded as one of the greatest MMA fighters ever. His career helped popularize MMA in Russia and globally. Emelianenko began his MMA career in 2000, achieving victories over former UFC champions and gaining recognition as the top heavyweight fighter. He retired in 2012 but returned in 2015 to fight in organizations like Bellator and Rizin. His career includes wins against notable opponents like Heath Herring and Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. He trained with the Russian Top Team and later with Red Devil Sport Club in St. Petersburg. He also spent time at the Vos Gym in the Netherlands and trained with fighters like Ernest Hoost and Denis Lebedev. In Pride Fighting Championships, he won the heavyweight championship by defeating Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira and defended it successfully. He participated in Pride's 2004 Heavyweight World Champion Grand Prix and faced fighters like Kevin Randleman and Mark Hunt. After Pride's closure, Emelianenko fought in various organizations, including Strikeforce. He experienced mixed results but remained a highly respected fighter. Emelianenko retired twice, with his final bout in 2023 against Ryan Bader, whom he faced in a rematch for the Bellator Heavyweight World Championship. His legacy as a versatile fighter with skills in striking, judo, and grappling, along with his remarkable career achievements, earned him recognition as one of the best MMA fighters in the history. Please note, Fedor was ranked the number 1 heavyweight for 29 consecutive quarters from April of 2003 to April of 2010. That means he was the number 1 heavyweight for 7 straight years. Fedor's total points are 363. Like always, would like to thank you guys for watching. We hope you found our historical ranking selection of the greatest heavyweight MMA fighter of all time entertaining. Our goal here at Grandstand Sports Data is to provide you with stats that bring unbiased handicapping. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your feedback is everything to us, so leave a comment down below on whether you agree or disagree with these historical rankings. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.